people.
Who's Eric Rogers?
He's a really good guy.
Scarlet Letters.
Coller Letters, is that a person? Oh, thank you. You and Coller, those guys were great. Hello. How would these songs be like Alison Crow, ladies and gentlemen? That's Elvis Presley. I don't know him. Zombies was good. That's a cool song, right?
So
that's cool. I've never done this before with the credits, like right on top. Yeah, we did film it in New Mexico. That was cool. And New Jersey.
And Quebec.
No, we did not film in Quebec, but there's visual effects were done there. That would have been cool to go and try and make. IATSE, I'm a proud member of IATSE. Yeah, 600.
Okay,
Oh, am I too loud? I'm sorry, guys.
So, ladies and gentlemen,
I have a problem with the loudness.
Ladies and gentlemen, with the Joe Fate of Army of the Dead. Are we back or are we back? First of all, ladies and gentlemen, how excited are you to be here in front of an audience in a theater to talk about a movie that we just saw on the big screen?
It's really great. It's amazing to, how with the movies is kind of cool in a big screen, in a big theater like this. I'm very optimistic for, and happy that you guys got to see it like this. So, thanks for coming out and braving this because it's important and it's good for movies. And so that's exciting. Deborah?
This is the first time I've been in a theater in a year and a half, I think. So since the pandemic, so I'm so happy to be here. And I think they're going to loosen up the restrictions a little bit more. So hopefully we'll see more and more people back.
Yeah, follow the signs.
Completely agree. It's the first time in a year being in the theater, and it's amazing. It's great to be here, and looking forward to seeing movies in theaters again.
I remember in 2004, I saw Dawn of the Dead at the world premiere at the Beverly Center.
I did that one too.
So that was 2004. Here we are, 2021. So Zack, this is full circle for you. What's it like to return to the shot?
Beverly Center. That would have been cool. We're gonna do the full. Yes, no, it's amazing. It was fun. Look, it is a going back to your roots, if you will. I will say that when we decided to make the movie, I didn't really look at it that way. Wow, okay. I prefer the titles, I think, I'm sorry. No, but, so it was but as you got into it, you started like, oh yeah, these makeups, this is going to be a nightmare. It was really great. And even though Debbie was technically not on Dawn of the Dead, she and I were dating at that point, but she had a ton of opinions.
Lots of opinions.
About the movie.
Too many opinions.
I would be in the editorial, and she would come in and she'd go like, that's dumb, don't do that. And I'd be like, who is this? Who's this person with all these notes? And I'd say, wow. She's pretty smart, so probably not wrong. That worked out. And then Wes was with me the whole time up in Canada, and we just were kind of like doing we had like a house, and we had a cop car.
Did you have a cop car?
We had a cop car on Dawn of the Dead. They wanted to have me have like an SUV, or like a normal car that you rent. And then we were doing we were looking at all the picture cars, and there was a black unmarked cop car, with like a whole with lights and sirens and everything. But they were like a undercover cop. They were all in the grill, and I go, can I get this car? Can this be my car? Around town. And they were like, I guess, I don't know, is that legal? But and the whole time we were shooting, I tried to get a ticket. I had to park it on the sidewalk. I never got a ticket. And then the one other cool thing was there was a huge blackout. Remember that blackout? The entire East Coast was black.
Ironically, we were shooting the scene with the blackout that day.
It was really weird. It was like very serendipitous. Like when big rains goes, when they all go down, this is the dangerous end. I don't know if you see the movie really. But anyway, but Wes was across town. We had gotten back to the house, and he had the car, and so he was like, because everyone was going crazy because of
no stoplights, everything was just backed up. You couldn't get anywhere, so
he was just hitting
inside the cop car.
He was just whoop whoop, and like completely illegal. Don't do that. Never do that. It's not.
Impersonating an officer.
It's impersonating. It's true. It is. I think the statute of limitations is ended on that one, though. I don't think they're going to get it at this point. Although someone is videotaping, so don't show that too. The Vancouver, the Toronto police would be mad. But,
All right, so here's my question. So,
questions about the movie?
yeah, we actually have questions because Dawn of Death was 2004, and we've had a lot of great breakthroughs in zombies on film, on TV since then. So Deborah, what were some of the challenges that you faced to make a zombie film that was going to be fresh, different, and something that was really going to wow fans who have basically seen it all?
Well, I think for us, we really wanted to play with the notion that you cared about these zombies. They were sympathetic.
Yeah.
And I also think the fact that they were more evolved. Like, these zombies might be able to open a door. They can organize. They were fast. They were like, we always said they were like pack animals. They were like wolves. There was a hierarchy within them. So I think that was something really different and unique. And also the Vegas element, to have, the Queen obviously was a Vegas showgirl. Like, we played with all the iconology of Vegas. So I think that was also the new news, the heist Vegas aspect of it.
I love that it's this hybrid of Ocean's 11 meets Escape from New York by way of Dawn of the Dead.
That's pretty good. That sounds like a good pitch for a movie. You teach you like that. That's like what you learn in film school, right? Like when you say it's this means that means this. I didn't know that really though until you did it. But it was. How come when you talk in the mic it's so clean? I don't understand. Okay, sorry.
Well, let's talk about the cast, because not only is this an amazing cast, but this is a great international cast. So what was behind all that?
I think just the great thing about Netflix right out of the gates was that they have a global reach, and they really want to make sure that we're taking advantage of all the opportunities to cast movies in a way that have a nice broad appeal. And in addition to that, I think the film itself just very organically has an opportunity to be cast in that way. It's a heist movie where you're bringing together this talented team of people, and I think that in that regard, it opened the door very organically to look at it that way. And then as we began the casting process, there's so many great shows, so many talented people out there, and I've always been Zack a fan, I think, and I love how he casts the movie. So I think that as he's casting, he has such a knack for seeing how they're playing together and what those relationships are going to look like. I watched Omari and Matthias, and that romance of the two of them, it's just a ton of fun to watch. I think there's so many opportunities to enjoy that film.
Well, Zack, who was the first to come on, and how did that sort of domino effect take over, with the rest of the cast?
I think it was Dave. I think Dave was the first one, and it was originally the part was written and conceived for Scott Glenn. That's why his name is Scott in the movie. But then that was years ago. And although Scott is pretty, fit, he probably could do it if he wanted to. But then we wanted a younger Kate, and then so as I was thinking about it, I was like, who could it be? And I had been talking a lot to Dave about another movie, and I thought, okay, he would be great. I called him up and I said, well, do you want to do this zombie movie? And he was like, absolutely not. I don't want to do a zombie movie. People think I'm like an action lughead. The last thing I want to do is like zombie zombie movie. I was like, okay, fair enough. Maybe let me start again. Would you want to read the script for a zombie movie that I wrote? And he was like, I'll read the script. So he read the script and then he called me back. He was like, okay, it's awesome. He goes, it's a lot of acting. I go, yeah. And he's like, okay, good, that's what I want. So anyway, so that's why he did it. He did it because he thought it was going to be, emotional.
Well,
And it was.
it is.
It is, and it is.
The daughter.
If you watch it again, it is.
The father-daughter element to it, it brings I would say of all the sort of zombie films that I've seen, it's the biggest heart, you know.
My mom, who's in her 70s, really loved the movie, and she doesn't watch zombie movies or anything like it, but she was like, oh, but their relationship, it was so good,
And then she was like, I
sad.
love that when the
He
tiger
died.
bit his face off. She did mention that as one of her favorites.
So when it came to trying new things, when it came to sort of feeling like a throwback, because again, because the whole Escape from New York, the wall around Vegas.
No, it is a genre send-up. I mean, I really, the thing that I really was most interested in sort of deconstructing in this movie was those exact seminal genre films that I find really awesome, whether it be Aliens or Escape from New York or American Werewolf in London or, The Thing. The list goes on and on. And really, I tried to touch them all a little bit as best I could, without it, going completely sideways. But I really, the thing that's cool is, and the thing that I kind of was fascinated by, was like what we would accept as a trope. There's tropes that we literally indulge in a genre movie that we would never indulge in like a normal, like sometimes you're watching a movie and say it's a simple, just normal drama, and you go, oh, I didn't believe that was really his sister, right? That's like a problem for you. In the movie was that this whatever, like the casting or the age was like, that threw me out of the movie. Like I just didn't buy it was his sister. Or in this movie, it's like, you can do something like, we're gonna like move up the nuke a day, like in the middle of the movie. Like that's funny. Like that, I find that hilarious. So you like, but it's in genre. Like you go like, of course they're gonna move it up a day. Like that would be exactly correct. Or in order for the third act to be them, because they would never have gone in to do the heist if they knew the nuke was coming that afternoon. That would be a problem.
Right. See, that was a great way to really ratchet up the tension and suspense and make it like a real race against time.
Exactly.
I didn't see that coming.
Ticking clock. I think is it. Ticking clock.
Well, I want to ask
What's
also.
the ticking clock? Well, a nuke is going to land on you in an hour. Okay, that's good.
It's like great,
Yeah, the actors. That's the awesome thing about the actors, because I find like, maybe it's my sense of humor, but like, I like things like, like the tigers, like in the fight the guy's face off. Like I think that's hilarious. But the actors, they have to play it 100% serious. Everything is, I do not like it when, there's a wink from an actor that lets you know that I get it thematically, and I like that. I like it when the movie is self-reflexive, but I don't like with the actors. The actors have to be, they have to stay in the reality of the movie, which makes the viewing better, because each moment is real in the reality of the movie. But, so yeah, they have to be stone cold. I like it when I present a scenario and they have to accept it as reality, which is it's a fun game to play with. Because
I want to also ask, like when I saw the trailer for the first time, and it just was such a exhilarating feeling to see you do something that was, you were free from the constraints of something like the DC universe. Which
for instance, the DC universe.
How liberating was that to make a movie without those, you were free.
No, it's cool. I mean, yeah. I mean, it is. I feigned freedom. I feigned it in the DC universe. I kept doing it, even though it wasn't necessarily, they weren't excited about that part of it, but I kept acting that way, you know. It can be a disaster or not, depending, you know. But it was really, making this movie with these guys was probably just the physical act of making the movie was probably the best time I've had making a movie in my entire career. When I made Dawn of the Dead, though it was super fun, I was petrified the entire time that I was going to get hired, and that I didn't know what I was doing, and this was like a mistake that they had hired me. And I was waiting for them to come and say, "Oh my gosh, we're so sorry. We realized that you never made a movie before, and this doesn't make any sense. So thank you for everything you've done, but you're gonna have to leave."
By the way, I think a lot of it too was just being behind the camera again, because Zack was in commercials, a director, cameraman, and cinematographer, and to have him operate and like be a cinematographer again for the first time, though in a feature, I think he just was in his element, because it's naturally like what he does. And I think, you know, even though the movie has such scope and scale, there's an intimacy in how it was shot, and just being there with the camera and talking. It was interesting to hear some of the actors this week as they were doing press, and I was listening in, and they said, you know, it felt like Zack was there with us, because he was right there with that camera, you know, but he could communicate and say, do it again, or do it this way, and it wasn't like, okay, cut, let's go back to the monitor, where is the director? No.
That's a lot of my directing too. I was like, do it this way or do it that way. Like, Debbie knows me well.
Well, so what were some of the producing challenges, unique challenges to producing Army of the Dead?
I feel like the biggest challenge right out of the gates was just the world building, being, you know, having the task of creating a Las Vegas scope and scale in a post-zombie apocalypse world. So I think that was our first big challenge.
Also in New Mexico.
Yeah, exactly, in Albuquerque. But I think, you know, Zack being versed in green screen filmmaking, in all the components needed to tackle that as a team, I think we quickly figured out, okay, we need to split this up. We found some casinos, which was, that was a huge task, finding 2 casinos that we used.
I think there was one in Lithuania as well that we looked at.
Well, when you start Googling, start looking,
Okay.
you fall in love with photos online, all of a sudden you find out that there are places we could never get to do it.
But I think to explain that, we couldn't just go to Vegas, because Vegas is open 24/7, and we needed to like destroy this casino. So, you know, there was a lot of undead, there was a lot of blood and gore. You couldn't just like, oh, we'll shoot at night and clean it up, or, you know, like, it wasn't.
You're like, that's when we want to be here. You know, it's like, you know.
Yeah, so we eventually solved that. And then as we got into it, you know, everything from, we were there in monsoon season in New Mexico. So we had, like clockwork, thunderstorms that rolling with lightning every afternoon. And I got nicknamed Lightning Guy, because I'd sit there with my lightning app, and as soon as we got within the zone, we'd call it and have to go run to trailers. We had one sequence that Zack wanted to shoot at dusk. And
Opening.
About the whole opening there. So we got about 15 minutes a day that we could shoot. So we started setting up, and just every time got shut down with lightning. So finally we're like, let's flip it. And you know, it has been a storm in the morning the whole time we've been here. Flipped it the next morning, of course, we got our first morning lightning storm. But it was little stuff like that. Unexpected things like when we had to dress the back lot, figuring out how to get that many zombie bodies to pile around. And so it was buying Halloween, you know, skeletons, and the team put together a way of putting nylons over them and torching those nylons and painting them. And so there was a whole, you know, a series of new and exciting challenges, but I think we had a ton of fun solving.
You know, I gotta say, I think this is like the first in-theater conversation after a movie in, you know, 16 months. So you all are part of the first in-theater Q&A in LA, in Southern California. So give yourselves a round of applause. And I would like to now just turn it over to you. If you have questions for our filmmaking panel here, feel free to ask away.
Super excited.
You in the red shirt, nice and loud. What's your question?
Do you think you'll keep acting as your own cinematographer in the future?
You know, it was a lot of fun, and I did enjoy it. So I don't know. Yeah, probably. I mean, certainly for the next movie, you know.
He's gonna do it from now on, come on.
Debbie and I are open to hiring. I appreciate that. That was it was not a rousing hand, but it was pretty good. No, it's fine. I'm just kidding. Just kidding.
Oh, speaking of the next movie, so the end of this movie, I just want to say trilogy
Oh, of Army of the Dead movies?
of zombies. I mean, because you did two.
Yeah. Well, at least. Well, there's at least another Army of the Dead movie inside me there. I have an idea, but we'll see. We'll let the world decide.
But there's also a prequel that's coming out.
Oh, yeah.
That was shot with
And an animated prequel. And some of these people right here are working on it right now. Unbelievable. What a coincidence.
Who else has a question? Yes, in the white shirt. You.
Thank you. Important question. We here noticed that there were some outfits that had like metal underneath when they just
Oh.
like cyborgs.
That's it's a good, well, I think, that's true. There are some cyborg zombies inside of the normal zombies, if you look carefully. Especially the one, if you look, when, Guzman, right before the last one he shoots, his face is like metal, and he's got and he sparks. So yeah, that's weird. What's going on there? That doesn't seem to make sense. Other than that, it does make sense.
Area 51.
What did you say?
Area 51.
Oh yeah, something like that. That's right. I think you're gonna have to watch the animated series to find out exactly what happens there. That's what I would do.
Who else has a question? Right here, you.
Oh yeah, close.
Nice and loud.
You're just talking about the animated series. Can you talk about like your involvement with it and like what are some of your favorite animated movies and shows?
Your involvement in the
My involvement in the animated series is very. My involvement in the sorry. Great producer. My involvement in the animated series is that I Jay right there and I we're making this show, and I'm directing I think 2 of the episodes, and Jay you're directing 2, and then we have some other directors that are directing two more. So there's 6 total. And and we talk about it and I work on it every day. And it's a labor of love. And I have a great group of people I'm working with, so it's fun. And my favorite animated show right now, I'm watching
He's watching very inappropriate shows with our 8-year-old right now.
Anime, watching it. Not that inappropriate.
So it's Looney Tunes, right?
It's like 7 Deadly Sins. I don't know if you know that. Apparently that's not appropriate for an 8-year-old. Hunter versus Hunter x Hunter, yes. There's a few of those, yeah. Naruto, he watched by himself. So I watched a few of those with him, but he loves them. Must be him. Yeah, so I got those.
Yes, you.
Quick question. Since this movie came to Netflix as your first official movie, is there any possible way that this is going to get like a Blu-ray or 4K release?
I don't know, is it getting Blu-ray? Is it coming out on Blu-ray? Look at that, look at you guys. See, that's why I had them here.
I want to support it. I love the movie. I love
I
watching it.
don't know.
I don't know that
You
either.
probably should know that question.
Oh, we're gonna find that out.
But it's gonna be on the service for a long, long, long time.
That's
So I
perfect.
think that's good. And there's the soundtrack is gonna be released on vinyl, which is
Sweet.
super cool.
Okay.
First track from the soundtrack dropped today.
Yeah.
That was cool. And the Justice League soundtrack, if you guys haven't bought that, is on vinyl. You need to get that. Because that's a big box, and it's very important to have it on your.
This guy in the jeans shirt has a question.
About the Justice League, we know you should sing John Stewart, you don't have to, right? Is it possible, you could kind of, release a little clip, possible?
Oh, do I have a clip? You know, I don't have a clip, but I have a picture I can show you.
All right. You all have your X-ray vision, your
Sorry if I show you something you shouldn't see.
There are Easter eggs in this movie.
We won't get out of here alive.
There are Easter eggs in this.
There's plenty of Easter eggs.
Yeah, there are.
Lots of them.
That's a good one. All right, one more good question. He's got a really good question. You got a good question?
Yeah.
All right.
It's been exactly 10 years since you made Sucker Punch.
Yeah.
Which is like an original movie, right?
Sure.
And so do you think it's gonna be more original movies or adaptations in the future?
It looks like, we have, I would say probably the next couple of movies for sure are originals that we've been working on. So, like this, and there's another movie that we're working on right now, that I can't talk about it yet, but soon. And,
It's another genre.
Debbie wants to
Maybe
lead it.
sci-fi.
Really? Are you allowed to do that? I didn't think it was like, you could like.
Maybe, I said maybe.
Maybe so good. Okay. I was gonna be more cryptic than that, but that's fine.
All right, last question, Zach. How much fun did you have making Army of the Dead?
I had the most fun ever. It was really fun. I think it shows in the movie.
It definitely does.
Absolutely. It was really, like I said, it was great working with that cast and being able to put robot zombies in the movie, have zombie baby in the movie, and have, sexy zombies, have a zombie cry. There's a zombie that cries in this movie. So I'm just saying that was fun.
It was also just fun getting together with all our crew that we hadn't seen in a while, and everybody at Netflix was so generous to us and really supported, everything we wanted to do, and they've come up with some really great marketing for the film. Just like from beginning to end, it was just a really great experience, I think, for us.
So, ladies and gentlemen, here's what you do. So, the movie is in theaters tomorrow, and it drops on Netflix next Friday, the 21st. So, now that you've seen the movie, and you know that it's a kick-ass zombie film, and it's an awesome, fun movie. So, how do you spread the word these days, right? You go on social media.
Is it social media?
About
Is that how you do it?
Yeah, you go on social media, so spread the word. So go on Facebook, go on Instagram, go on Twitter.
Go on MySpace.
I was going to say MySpace. I was totally going to say
I'm sorry, I stole it. I apologize. I didn't know you were going to do it. I wouldn't
I
have
was
done
so going to say MySpace.
it. But you set me up so nicely for it.
Whatever floats your boat. Use it, spread the word about Army of the Dead. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the movies, and thank you to our amazing.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.